Alright, what up, y'all? I'm here with our buddy David, and we're talking about the new Avatar album. And David is the one who showed us Avatar last year during March Metal Madness, and I remember nothing about that album. I remember liking it okay, and I actually wasn't planning too much on getting this one. I was like, I'll eventually get it, but then I heard that song For the Swarm, and I was like, you know what? This is like moving in a direction that pleases me, so I'm gonna have to buy this. And I bought it, the damn Saturday after it came out?
Yeah.
And we're just now, that was what, 2 weeks ago maybe?
Or it came out April
13th.
Yeah.
May 13th.
May 13th, yeah.
May 13th,
Sorry.
Friday 13th. It came out on Friday 13th. And we just haven't gotten around to talking about it yet. And damn it, I had some notes here.
Are they in the purple?
No, they're in a little yellow.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. Keep them entertained, dude.
So yeah, so the new Avatar album. Last year I heard the last Avatar album, and personally, it was amazing. I don't know, Travis didn't like it too much, but I thought it was great. It's new, it's a different style of metal that, you know, not a lot of people do. It has like this kind of festival feel to it. The whole clowns and the face paint that the band does. And they give like this circus kind of feel from the last album. That's why I liked it a lot. He couldn't find his notes.
I could not find them. I don't know where they are.
You've lost your notes.
I had them because I wrote that fucking Sweet Dreams review in it, and it was here. But anyway, but we just listened to it, so it's all fresh on my brain. And but man, let me fucking show you guys the fucking artwork, man. I don't know if y'all be able to see this too well, cause I'm gonna turn this.
That's not a good angle.
Let me
not
see.
A good angle. Not a good angle. Somewhere.
There we
I
go.
Hit this somewhere.
There we go. Look at this album cover.
Google it.
That is that is a cool album cover. But man, this fucking artwork, man, holy shit. And it's all just beautiful fucking pictures of the characters of the album. You've got the eagle, you've got the sun, you've got the owl, you got these bees, man. It's fucking rad, dude. It is so fucking cool. Like, so, look at this. It's the Katata fish. Katata fish of the stomach cove. You got this dead ass wolf. He's bleeding.
The hunter has killed the wolf.
And more owls and shit going on. Then you got your credits.
The thanks.
And then you've got old buddy just looking like a reject for a crow convention.
Sting from wrestling.
You got the band members. I'm loving their look on this album, though. I'm loving their look. Like the last one, they kind of had that pirate look. This one, they got this weird circus freaking shit going on.
Each that has a different theme.
Yeah, I'm digging that. I'm digging the hell out of that. But yeah, so the music to me is many steps above the last one. Like I said, I'm gonna have to listen to it again because I remember nothing. I just remember a Nirvana cover. That's all I fucking remember, dude.
I mean, the last album was freaking. I don't know why you just like you only remember like the Tower.
Like, there's so much crap that I listen to all year round that I forget so much.
I think this year there's so many bands that are coming out with new albums though that are just memorable. Like, I mean, the new like we talked about Deftones and OTEP last time, and both of those. I mean, you're not gonna forget them by the end of the year. Like,
yeah,
I still been like OTEP, and both of those albums came out last month. And they're in my car. That's how I listen to almost every day. Like, I was listening to Deftones last night, the new album. But
you're right about that. Every new album that's come out this year, there's a couple that that are forgettable for me, like that Animal Collective, that Weezer, but like
I said good.
Yeah, here's the thing. But no, that Animal Collective should have been good. That Animal Collective should have been amazing. But like, what's really weird is bands that I don't really listen to a lot or have never really checked out, like the OTEP and the Deftones.
Yeah.
Really good fucking albums to somebody who's, I guess, more virgin ears to those bands. And even this
Break your virginity of metal.
this Avatar, man, is really fucking good.
It really is. I mean, the last one, they had similar songs that were, you know, to this album that have similar style. Like, I loved The Tower from the last album. It was like, it was dark and, I mean, it was quiet. It was more of their softer songs on that album.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just like, lyrically, it was like just a cool song to listen to. I definitely suggest that you should go back and now give it a re-listen.
Yeah, because
I think
that was a on-the-fly thing. Josh came up with Marshmallow Madness, and we're like, what is that? What do we do with
what's
that?
metal?
And
She came out with this and Baby Metal.
and fucking, you suggested Avatar, so Josh buys it. He wound up just giving it to me, and I just remember being like, it's good, but I mean, I liked the progginess. I liked I remember nothing, dude. That's all I remember. And this one is like
Hell
really,
the Apocalypse?
yeah, Hail
Like,
to the Apocalypse.
That, I mean the song.
I fucking remember jack shit,
Like, the
except
whole-
for it had a whatever fucking.
The video
Nirvana
was
cover.
great.
I remember nothing, dude. That was over a year ago now, and I've only listened to it that once. It's just been collecting dust on the shelf.
Dust in my car while I'm listening to it. I don't have it actually. I should have bought it, but I didn't.
But damn, this album, man, is like really damn good. It's a concept album, and I'm not fully understanding the story yet because I've only listened to it a handful of times. I've been listening to a lot of other crap, getting ready for our upcoming retrospectives and monster reviews, and so I haven't had a lot of time to digest this album. I might have listened to it like 5 times.
So I think the whole concept is, so you have the eagle.
You got an owl. Basically, an owl wants to stop the sun from rising, and I'm guessing the owl dies at the end.
Yeah. So each animal, like each song, represents a different part of the story itself.
Yeah.
I think the eagle is the hero of it because they always have like the eagle has landed. That was like that whole song was kind of like triumphant. You know,
Yeah.
he's coming in to save the day, kind of thing. Tooth, beak, and claw, you know, is like the fight between, you know, the birds of prey. And then, I mean, it kind of just goes into like this flow of beginning, opening of the story. Like you could see the actual theatrics. You could picture it.
And like you can really picture it. It's just I haven't even really been able to pay attention to the lyrics all that much. I've just been too goddamn busy. But when I listen to it, I'm paying a lot of attention to the music, and less attention to the lyrics. And I'm gonna have to reverse that on the next time I fucking listen to it. But I really love his freaking vocals on here, because like I've said, if it's a band that just does nothing but screaming, that scream better be unique, because a scream is just a scream.
He's just saying his scream is kind of unique.
His scream is fairly unique.
It's a different
But
type of scream.
He utilizes his voice a lot more with different voices, a little more like very, and then there's this little thing right here. It's just kind of using weird voices and singing really fucking good. Like, I'm loving this dude's voice. And the scream, it's a fairly unique scream, but it's just a scream. But it enhances because he uses it when it's needed. It's not just full screams, it's a scream when the music needs that extra aggression, or if the lyric needs a little more aggression. And then the album really, like you said, it focuses way more on the guitar, especially the leads.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely.
The bass is very prominent, and they toy around with genres a little bit on here, because you have House of the Eternal Hunt, badass folk metal, power metal track.
The beginning of the first song, or the end of the first song, they used the like we were talking about. The what the fuck was that thing?
That
Harpsichord.
Is it a harpsichord? I don't know. It's that that piano sounding thing, but it sounds like
Beethoven.
I'm fucking
Like really
watching
tightened stringed.
Yeah.
That's a harpsichord.
I got the sound on my keyboard in there, but it's sound number 2.
Doesn't say, it just sounds.
Then, alright, New Land is great, and I really like the Eagles Behind It, but Tooth, Beak, and Claw, dude, that one is the surf track.
Yeah.
With freaking, it's so fucking cool, man.
Surfing.
Like, it goes into some surf riffs, and I really fucking dig that.
The Beach Boys metal.
Yeah, Beach Boys metal.
That's what it was, Beach Boy metal song.
For the Swarm is probably one of the more progressive tracks, like, and probably, short. Yeah, it's really short, and it's probably one of the more, it's a fairly technical track, because they do some things that they don't do on the rest of the album, but like, it had a the first time I heard it, I was like, damn, there's things in here that kind of remind me of System of a Down. And, Fiddler's Farewell is really the softest track on the album as far as like a ballad would go, because you could argue that Sky Burial is a pretty soft track, but it's like a dirge, you know, it's like a funeral kind of.
Yeah, I think it's like the
builds up, like, what is it?
Final song to the epic.
Yeah,
you know,
just the epic conclusion. Whereas Fiddler's Farewell kind of feels like it's in the very middle of the album, so it really feels like the interlude or the just a break from all the craziness.
Go get your popcorn ready.
Yeah, and it's a good song in its own right. But then you got One More Hill, which is awesome, and then Black Waters. That's the one with the fucking blues.
Yeah.
Fucking don, and you got that
Western
fucking stomp in there, and then they throw in that rattlesnake sound, that fucking awesome as shit. It really took me by surprise when I first heard it, because I was like not expecting them to even go that way. And then like it's not even just full on blues. There's like doomy drum guitars, especially in the intro, that are really good. But then there's that Night Never Ending, man. That is like the happiest sounding song on this album.
I dug it, man. I thought it was
dude.
probably one of my favorite songs on there.
Seriously.
It was like, you know, you're hanging out with a bunch of people that have just gone through battle, or I guess for the song itself.
Yeah, it's like you're
all
after
their
battle
days.
Drinks, man.
They're like, all right, we had a great day. Let's get drunk.
Yeah, let's go get some mead. We just killed our enemies.
Yeah. Let's kill them all. But yeah, the bass though, like it's definitely prominent. Like musically, the drums are drums. I mean, I think
there are moments where the drums are impressive because they will follow the musical notes, as opposed to just giving a straight beat. But when it just gives a straight beat, it does what it needs to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they're not bad drums. You know, it's very like sometimes some songs the drums really work well and they're kind of cool to listen to. You know, you're like, all right, that guy like.
Other times they're there just to get you driving. You know,
right? But the focus was definitely on the guitars, and his singing was a whole. I wouldn't say he changed it, because the first album, or the last album, not his first album, but the last album, he started with the singing a few songs. Bloody Angel was the popular song that came on the radio a lot, and that one, you know, he screamed a lot, but then he had like the softer point, which took a lot of effect. That song is more of this whole album, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think. Like if you listen to Avatar and you've heard the song Bloody Angel, that's pretty much what he did with the whole album of the new album of what is it? Feathers and
Feathers and Flesh.
Feathers
and Flesh.
So, I think I know your brother stated at one time, he's like, yeah, no one ever focuses on the bass. You never really hear the bass guitar, and that was. that was a dumb thing to say, because there are so many bands that focus on bass guitar, and most metal music, if you listen to the music itself, you hear the bass. Like most metal you hear you know what I'm talking about too, right?
I mean, you hear especially
the
nowadays.
bass.
Back then, no. Bass was just the back, and you know, the only time you would really hear any good bass would be in like funk music or stuff like that, or just groovy shit. But here,
Don't Fear the Reaper.
I'd say in like the last fucking at least 20 years, maybe 30 years, the bass has become a very cool instrument to have. You know what I mean?
Music, that's all you hear is the bass.
Yeah, you hear the bass is really prominent in a lot of punk music, especially the when we talked about all that old AFI shit the other day. I know.
Yeah, there's a lot of bass in AFI.
Yeah,
like he just slams on it a lot. Like I don't listen to AFI too much,
but yeah, I mean the bass is a much more prominent instrument nowadays than it was a good 40 years ago. You know, it's I don't know. I barely even remember him saying that.
I wouldn't say that either, because I mean, listening. I mean, if you're looking, it depends also on the genre of metal that you're looking at, though, because there's so many subgenres. Like metal has got to have some of the most subgenres ever. I mean, there is a metal style for everything. I mean, we see that even today with the new like baby metal. Like they're a whole new style of metal that came out last year. And they have whatever they call themselves, pop metal, glitter metal, whatever.
J-metal,
J-pop metal.
I don't know what the fuck you.
That's a whole new genre. That's
it's
added on
to, me now,
to power metal, the power metal genre.
Prog metal, and I mean
it was
even that ska beat on the last album.
But you look at
like so now there's a ska metal now.
But look at times like back in the 80s and 70s though, bass was a prominent. Queen had a lot of bass like related songs, like straight bass related songs. Boston had a lot of straight bass related songs that you heard the bass.
You heard the bass,
and
yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne, most of his.
I mean, even on the fucking
Black Sabbath,
old Yes stuff, you heard a lot of great bass and stuff.
It just really depends. Like when you make a statement that there's not a lot of bass, or you don't really hear the bass, that's a dumb statement. That's one thing. Like you can't. There's so much against it. Yeah, there's some bands that you listen to that you really don't hear the bass because, I mean, a lot of the death metal bands that I listen to, you can't hear the bass because everything else is so loud. You have the screams and the guitar and the heavy drums, and you kind of catch the bass every once in a while. But I think that's like bands like Whitechapel and Suicide Silence that you listen to. They're just like straight slamming on guitar and. You know, let's break something. Music, break metal. That's break shit metal. That's the genre for that.
But yeah, the song "Night Never Ending" it has a lot of cool Irishy jigs in it, and I'm a sucker for a good ass fucking jig guitar lick, something that sounds like some old fucking Leprechaun kind of crap. And then there's moments that remind me of like old Baroness on there. Even you and I agreed there was a mighty Andrew W.K. feel to that song, without the fucking sweet ass pianos, but that good time feeling in there.
That's all Andrew W.K.'s party music, party rock.
After that, you've got "Pray the Sun Away," which is really good. "When the Snow Lies Red," really good. "Raven Sky," really good. Oh, Raven's Wine, my bad. I was seeing Sky Burial. Sky Burial is the epic ending that it starts off slow and then like every other measure something else comes in till it's this giant choir and just kind of shit going on. And then there's two bonus tracks. One is probably the most random cover song on any album that I've heard in a long time, and it's great. It is the "There's Something in My Front Pocket for You" from South Park. They metal it up. It's from that episode F'd in the A. You Got F'd in the A, I believe it was called, something like that. It was the episode where they were making fun of You Got Served.
Yeah, and they're like, they're all breakdancing, trying to find the team or whatever, and they got Butters. Butters is like, "Oh, I can't go back, guys. I can't. All those people."
Yeah, and
he killed them all.
Yeah, his damn shoe killed everybody, but it's that old little "Got something in my front pocket for you. Just reached your pocket. Let's see what it is."
It's
And
metal. I
yeah,
mean, it's
they
just
metal
like,
it up, like
it's fucking
I thought it
screaming
was pretty
and
cool.
heavy as shit.
And then at the end of the track, like everybody's screaming like they're being killed by Butter's shoe.
Oh God, why? Why? I love that shit. Like
Hell
those were the
yeah.
best South Park set. Like back in that day, though.
That was one of the more memorable ones. That one of the early, I mean, nowadays with South Park, dude, it's so hard for me to remember. Like I remember parts of an episode nowadays. I'll be like, oh yeah, there's this episode that did this, and like normally in South Park you got two different stories kind of intertwining on an old episode. So I'll think those are two separate episodes nowadays. My memory is so shot.
I don't really watch South Park anymore. Like I think I stopped watching it after the
Dude,
6th season. Like after they hit fifth
really?
grade, it was kind of like whatever.
Dude, man,
Or fourth grade. Are they in fifth grade yet?
religiously. No, it's I still think it's the fourth grade.
They've been fourth grade for 12 years. I mean,
They
it's gotta
haven't
be the dumbest
really.
kids ever.
Well, I mean,
They should be in their
they
like,
don't
20s right now.
age, but their world ages. But they're all like 9 years old now. I don't even know, dude. Like, it's not even a factor anymore. But I've been religiously watching South Park since the fucking day it aired, man. I was 11 years old, and like I remember being mad because Beavis and Butthead had just ended. But then South Park came along, so me and Zach were watching that because, yeah, it's another dirty cartoon we can watch. But then as we got older and more knowing of what's going on around us, South Park was kind of doing the same thing and like talking about issues that most people are afraid to talk about. And so it's like we kind of grew up with that show. Like
Yeah.
its brain kind of developed with our brain, or our brain developed with its brain. And so every year, man, when it comes back on, it's like gotta fucking see what the fuck's gotta
It's ruined
happen.
people's childhood. So pretty much this. I mean, South Park was the thing. Like nothing's sacred anymore, though. Like it's not like you can't watch a show and be like, ooh, oh no, they didn't. You know? Like South Park back in the '90s, you're like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that. Now
Yeah,
it's like
'cause, I mean,
I saw that coming.
But yes, but today's South Park still kind of fucks with really touchy issues, especially with last year and the entire PC shit that's been going on,
Yeah.
dude, and fucking gentrification of your towns and basically being afraid to say shit.
It needs to be a poster.
Yeah, it does need to be a poster.
That shit needs to be a poster, straight up.
But damn, man, this album is fucking awesome, dude. Well fucking worth it. Well fucking worth it.
Yeah, I mean, I just bought it on Amazon. It's $8.99. There's no taxes. It's free shipping. So like,
Yeah, it was surprisingly $8.99 at the fucking Best Buy. Also, I was expecting it to be like $13 fucking dollars.
but also, so if you guys really want to get into it, go to their website, avatarmetal.com. I think it's .com or .usa or something like that. They sell this with a storybook. Like it has all the lyrics and their poems, and it tells the story throughout the whole thing through pictures.
I'm gonna have to
And
get that.
definitely, I think if you buy the book separately, you could buy it with the album for $40, buy it separately for $30.
God.
Yeah,
damn.
but I mean, it's a collector's thing though. Like that's something you'll have on your shelf. That's a metal memorabilia right there. Like I'm
Yeah.
thinking about, I'm gonna get it sooner or later. I think I'm gonna listen to this album more for a few more weeks, maybe sometime this summer. I'm gonna get the rest of that. If you don't notice though, the one thing I do love about this is that it's raised.
Yeah, it's like it's very
Raised pictures. Like I mean, you could feel it.
protruding.
I mean, it's really cool. It's really, I mean, it's like, you know, like actually it kind of reminds me like they took stickers and they just kind of like placed them in spots. like they just kind of placed them like, all right, the bear goes here, creepy eyes go here. Like I mean, it's really cool though how they did that. Like, I mean, probably like from the last three. So we did Gore by Deftones, and then we did OTEP's new one, and this one's probably the best booklet CD cover of those three. I mean, Gore was kind of boring,
Yeah, Gore was really boring.
but I mean the CD's fantastic, but the
Yeah, the
cover-
artwork. We're talking about the artwork.
Yeah, the
man.
artwork.
I dug some of that fucking
Yeah.
Deftones right there.
I mean, so but overall so far, I mean, we're almost June.
yes.
It's almost June, so it's half a year into 2016, and out of all the deaths of all the famous people, at least the music's getting better. Like,
Cause man, we still got that Les Claypool.
Ozzy's gonna kick it sometime this year. I'm telling you. I recall that.
Dude,
I called
Ozzy, Iggy Pop.
I called it already.
Those two,
I'm waiting for
man,
Ozzy.
it's gonna happen, man.
By
it's
the
gonna
end,
happen.
sometime in the next 6 months, man, Ozzy. I mean, you know, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope I'm wrong. But with all these people, Prince dying and the freaking Megadeth drummer just died.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I mean, from the
dude.
best albums of Megadeth from the 90s, even if you're not a Megadeth fan, you've heard about him. And I mean, that was just recently.
Yeah, it was
the
just
guy
a
was
couple days
50 years
ago.
old. He wasn't even he was in his early 50s or something like that. He was young still. And he just randomly had a heart attack or something and died on stage.
Yeah.
I mean, way to go out, Dimebag. But, I mean, by far, though, every album I've heard that's come out new has been the best so far of their last stuff. I mean, we had Baby Metal came out this year. That was
There was no
amazing.
reason that Baby Metal album should have been as good as it was.
I mean, it was fucking amazing.
That fucking album is amazing.
So when did Baby Metal come out? The last album that Baby Metal come
The
out.
first one?
Yeah, no, the second one, the newest one.
Okay, that one came out April 1st.
So April 1st came out that. Then 15 days later, or April 13th or April 14th or something like that, you had Gore come out by Deftones. Freaking amazing album.
Hey,
Then 2 days after that,
don't forget you got fucking Dream Theater's masterpiece.
Right.
Fucking
another
astonishing.
one. OTEP's new one. Avatar's new one. Hatebreed. If you're total into metal like me, Hatebreed has a new one out. Sounds like Hatebreed, but it's still a good album. If you like Hatebreed, I mean, you got to be a Hatebreed fan.
Yeah, you got to
enjoy. It's not one of those things where you're like, yeah. If you don't like Hatebreed, you should do this album. No, I mean, honestly, I'm a Hatebreed fan. I've seen them live. They're freaking awesome live. And I saw them years ago live, like 10 years ago. They were freaking awesome. Yeah, it was a while back, before my daughter was born. But yeah, I mean, Hatebreed has a new album out. And there's a whole bunch of albums that are coming out in the next 6 months that I'm looking forward to. I can't remember who they are, but I looked them up. And
The Claypool and Lennon Delirium.
Yeah.
Freaking Sean Lennon
There
and
you go.
Les Claypool, dude. Alright, we listened to a track. We turned it off like halfway through because I'm like, no fucking spoilers. Sean Lennon sounds so much like his fucking dad that it was fucking scary. It was like hearing a fucking ghost on this fucking song, dude, with fucking Les Claypool. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm really anticipating that. I'm really anticipating the possible new Gorillaz, the possible new Nine Inch Nails, or whatever Trent Reznor fucking supposedly comes out with this year.
Death Clock has a new one, I think, in the making.
Really?
Death Clock is work. I think I remember reading something that Death Clock is sometime this year. They're thinking Metallica's coming out with a new one.
Yes, but
God, I'm not a huge Metallica fan because like y'all just did the retrospective a month ago and like, you know, you talked about their top 3 albums were the only ones I actually like are Ride the Lightning and Justice for All and Master of Puppets.
those are the best, man.
Those are the best ones, but you know, you guys were talking about Metallica's supposed to be coming out with a new one by the end of the year.
I'm gonna
that's
have to
supposed
get
to be
it,
as good as
definitely.
those 3. And I'm not gonna believe it though, because so far it's like, you know, Deathman Addict was whatever. You know, I remember 2 songs from it, and the rest of the album I wasn't impressed with. And like, honestly, I mean, I'm not looking for Metallica.
Yeah, I'm not like.
But in the metal genre of new songs
I
coming
just wanna
out, new
hear it.
bands, like yeah, I want to hear it so I can be impressed. Like I want to be impressed by Metallica again. You know, like I've been so disappointed the last, you know.
I was
life.
impressed. I was impressed with Lulu, them and Lou Reed, but you gotta like dumb weird shit.
Which you do.
And I love a lot of dumb weird shit.
Yeah, this is true. So I mean, like, there's so like I'm pretty sure there's other bands that are like, you know, secretly creating, you know, new music out there.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
have yet to release a date or anything.
Chili
like that.
Peppers.
That's important.
No.
Okay, so Red Hot Chili Peppers or Foo Fighters, depending on how you look at them.
Tenacious D.
There
They're
you
in
go.
the fucking
They're
studio.
in the studio. They're gonna be back. That's gonna be.
I'm hoping that's this year, but it might be next year. I
could be
mean,
epic.
they're slow to come with shit, but when they do, it's always been fucking good. But you got any final thoughts on the Avatar?
So everything I've heard since I've heard the whole album, I give it a 10, like straight out of 10. I mean, one, it's twice a step up from their last album, which I do remember, which I love that album. But this one, the guitars are better. The vocals are more focused. Just everything around the whole concept of it is just awesome to think. Like, I love concept albums, like especially good ones. Like, everyone loves a good one, right? So like when you put your focus on one certain subject and you create brilliance. I mean, that's what this is. I mean, this is metal at its best, I think. When you come to the talent that's going into this whole album, it is metal at its best. It is, may not end up on yours, but for mine, I put it on my top.
It's a definite contender, man.
Like,
it's a definite contender.
I'm definitely wanting to do
year.
with you like the top 13 albums of the year, or whatever, how you do it this year. Because I will fight for this one, because I think this one, overall, it's a short album too. It's 35-40 minutes.
No, it's about an hour long. It's a little over an hour long, yeah.
I think it seems like it, but I don't think it's that long.
You don't feel the length that much.
I'm gonna have to look it up though, because I think it was shorter than what you're saying. I'm pretty sure it was like 40 minutes.
No.
We're gonna have to look that up.
Look it up right now.
But yeah, I mean, Avatar, it's not the movie. So
thank God it's
not that movie. Oh wait, that was terrible. I wish the name wasn't that bad. Like, I wish they never made that movie, so this name wouldn't be so like that. But I think overall, I love this album. I mean, I'm gonna be listening to this album for the next few weeks on end. Probably just sitting to my CD player in my car, or my MP3, my phone, because I have it on my phone too, because I got the MP3s for it. I'll be jamming out to it. Definitely headbanging.
67 minutes.
Is it really?
Yep.
I think that's a total if you add the tracks though, the extra tracks.
Okay, without the 2 extra tracks, 63 minutes.
Oh well. All right, whatever. It's long as fuck then. It seems like it goes longer, right?
Yeah, it's
shortened, but
the thing is you don't. That's the good thing about it, is you don't feel the length too much.
Right.
It's over an hour long, but it flies by. It's not an excruciating long hour. It's an hour of,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's an hour of. Damn, that's all right. I mean, it's about as long as a good-ass hour-long TV show. Yeah, to me, dude, I'm going to have to give it a 9.5. I want to go all the way 10, but there are some tracks that I sort of tend to forget, like Fiddler's Farewell it's good, but to me it kind of does start to drag on that track. But that's really it's not a weak point of the album, but it's the only point of the album where I'm like, oh man, could have done something a little different with that. But everything else, man, like it's a hard 9.5, because I want to give it a 10, but damn it,
just give it a 10.
I can't give it a 10, man.
Just for the added track of South Park, you got to give it a 10. I mean, you got to just
okay.
It up.
With the bonus tracks, it gets a 10.
Got it.
But without the bonus tracks, it gets a 9.5. Because the fucking that South Park track is truly a highlight on the album, even though it has nothing to do with the actual material on the album. But so yeah, 10 with the bonus tracks, a 9.5 without. It's a damn fucking good album. It shows their musicianship. Really fucking, their musicianship is better to me than what I think I remember of the last one.
Once he listens to it.
Yeah, once I listen to it.
I think he'll change his mind. He'll actually listen to it this time. He'll be like, he'll have to focus more on the last one, just so he can compare.
Yeah.
So I think you'll be more of a fan of the last album that came out. But saying that, you need to go back to the album before that with the Black Waltz in it, because that is such an epic album as well.
Yeah, I gotta get
It's
that.
heavier. It doesn't have like the whole singing portion of it. Like there's a lot more screaming, but like just how everything goes. Like the Black Waltz is a fantastic song itself. Like they do a whole waltz, like in metal. I mean, it's fantastic. I love that song. And I mean, the rest of the album is really good. You know, but definitely, I mean, they became popular in America from the last album.
Yeah.
But there's like 2 albums before that. It's like their 4th album. Or 4th or 3rd, I can't remember. But I mean, still, definitely check out the stuff prior to Hell the Apocalypse.
I need to. I damn sure need to.
We're gonna hop on that, man. You're gonna have like so many CDs, you're not gonna know what to do with it.
I'm fucking running out of space. I need to get a new
We're gonna
fucking
have
shelf.
another shelf just because we added the new hotel.
Yeah, it's just because we've got a new fucking one new album. I gotta go spend $40-$50. But shit, y'all, what do y'all think about the new Avatar album? If you've heard it, go fucking check it out.
If you haven't heard it, check it out.
Check out David's music, man. On what's your name on Reverb Nation?
ReverbNation.com/Order in Chaos.
Order in Chaos. You need to make a SoundCloud.
SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did,
On a SoundCloud.
and I just like never got to it. Like I think I made it, added like 2 songs, then walked away.
Yeah.
I was like,
because I actually really like SoundCloud a lot more than Reverb Nation now. Mostly because I can fuck with it on my phone, than really have to go to the computer.
yeah, definitely. If you guys like weird fucking not medieval, but like this video game style electronic rock music. Because that's what it is. It has formed from like this. I started out as like this dubstep techno kind of thing, trying to do one thing, and I ended up doing the whole rock and roll metal kind of like style to it. And I was like, it actually works. And everything I've done since then has been like since the last 1.5, 2 years. I've just worked on like this rock and roll kind of dubstep techno style. I mean, it's weird stuff. It's chaos and order. It has a certain form to it. So go check it out. Again, ReverbNation.com/Order in Chaos.
Yeah.
I think you'll like it.
And check out all our shit on rtgomer.com. Go over to horrorphilia.com. Check out all the podcasts there. And we'll see y'all motherfuckers next time.
Deuces.